All right, YouTube, once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking about Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Okay, so one of the biggest heartburns, I think, for the fan base, I think I can speak on behalf of it because, I mean, I experienced it in watching Auburn football myself, especially in doing some degree of analysis on Auburn football as we do here on Vernon Speaks Sports almost every day, pretty much every day. And one of the biggest heartburns is, okay, Auburn makes a big play, right? And gets all the way down to the 2-3 yard line, but you're crossing your fingers as to whether Auburn is going to score a touchdown or not. So much so in 2018, Auburn was only 60% scoring touchdowns in the red zone. You fast forward to and actually averaged 30 points per game. You fast forward to 2019, there was actually an improvement in red zone scoring as Auburn improved to about 71%. And actually this year, the points per game improved from 30 points to 33 points. But still, when you think about the crucial times that Auburn is in the red zone, they just can't get it done. One, play calling, kind of suspect. It was a situation where, all right, so if it works, he's a genius. But if it doesn't, he looks like an idiot. We're talking about Gus Malzahn and his play calling down in the red zone. I did not particularly like the play call of Eli Stove on the end around against Oregon down in the red zone. I don't like that play call because that's a very low percentage play call. I mean, it can work, but when you start moving behind the line of scrimmage, especially close to the red zone, close to the end zone, it becomes a low percentage play because that gives the defensive line, that gives the linebackers a lot of leverage to stop the play. And then the passing windows are a lot less profound down in the red zone. So you got to play power football. Now, Wildcat situations actually were pretty successful between Joey Gatewood while he was there and Boobie Whitlow, who is now transferred as well. But the play calling has to improve. Number two, you got to look at the offensive line. The offensive line, for the most part, zero push. No push up the line, especially when you talk about the center and the two guards, really no push. And then with the center and guards not getting enough push, by the time you get to the outside of the tackle box, I mean, there's already too much penetration. So you see Boobie Whitlow fighting for his life. You see Bo Nix running for his life. And that makes it real difficult to score down in the red zone. And that's something that Auburn has to, those little things right there are the things that are keeping Auburn, well, one of many, but one of the few things that I'm pointing out right now. That's the difference between a 22-21 game at LSU, a 23-20 game against LSU, 21-14 against Georgia. Those little things come back to bite you. Almost cost them in the Oregon game. Got in the red zone, unable to kick a field goal before the half. That would have been a big momentum shift. Auburn should have been down by way more than, 8 points. But either way, you got to get those points in the red zone. That's the difference between, say, Auburn and Alabama. Alabama average about 47 points per game. When they get down in the red zone, for the most part, they score. And you got to factor in also the fact that Alabama scored on a lot of big plays as well. So the red zone wasn't quite as much of a factor as it would have been, say, for an Auburn and Georgia, who hovered around the low 30s per game. And both of those teams struggle with red zone scoring. Something Auburn's got to really improve on, I think, this year, and really take a more educated look at play calling. I think with Chad Morris being at the helm, quarterback coach and also offensive coordinator, I think you may see a change there. That's something that we thought we were going to see under the Kenny Dillingham brief stint at Auburn. But that's something that absolutely has to happen. If it doesn't, Auburn is going to continue with the 8-5, the 8-3, the 9-4, the mediocrity. It's a game of inches. Just a matter of inches for Auburn to reach that double-digit win season that they're striving for. Because at this point, that's something, it has to be, it really, really has to be an expectation. Not a goal, an expectation. SEC West Division Championship has to be the expectation this year. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Talking Auburn football, go ahead and like the video. I want to give a big War Eagle to all the Auburn fans out there. It's always great to be an Auburn Tiger. Go ahead and subscribe. One more time, guys. War Eagle.